Absolute chaos at the top of this climb. 2 hours into today's ride, but good morning, welcome back to the vlog. We're at the top of the Port De Tudons climb. It was a little bit nice to go in slower today and been able to breathe and talk whilst I was riding up it. I've only ever been up here once before, and that's when we did that full gas effort last week. But there is still snow up here this morning, and it looks like the whole of Costa Blanca is up at the top of the climb in the snow, going sledging. I don't really know. Turns out we can't actually go over the climb today because of the snow on the road and the ice on the road. The police are turning people around. We've got to head back down the same way. So the police officer said that they only get this snow once a year on average, which is why everyone has flocked to the climb. Everyone wants to check out the snow. But in turn it means that there's police, there's cars, there's people everywhere. We're descending back down the climb to the coast. Waiting for some of the other guys that are a little bit behind. It's so much warmer here. But anyway, today I'm out for 5 hours, just a solid 5-hour endurance ride. I'm about halfway through, or just come up to 3 hours actually. First hour was a little bit sore after yesterday's interval session, but once it loosened up, started to feel alright.
And that was actually the last time I pulled the camera out on that ride. I started to suffer a little bit. I did get into it after the first hour of riding, but then by like the 4th hour, I was really starting to suffer. I didn't eat enough that day, and I didn't bonk, but I was very, very close to bonking. I also wanted to just get my head down and crack on with training and focus on my numbers. And as a consequence, I didn't do any more filming, and as I just mentioned there, when I got home, I was absolutely ruined. I just went to sleep, and yeah, I was going to scrap all of those clips from yesterday. Then I thought that like it makes more sense to just stitch them into today's video and make it like almost like a 2-day video.
It's another hard day today. I'm heading out to the Rates climb to do some efforts. I've got some 12-minute efforts to do today. The total ride time should be up at around 4 hours. And I already know today's going to be hard because I've got some fatigue in my legs over the last couple of days of training. At this point, I'm just hoping my legs loosen up a little bit. They feel real tight at the minute, especially up that first climb out of Calpe.
Now it's another day, and I'm going to try this new little format here where I'm going to narrate, or almost like narrate the day. I knew that I had a hard interval session planned, so I knew that I wasn't going to get loads of filming done today. But anyway, we were rolling out and my legs still just felt like absolute today. I made an emergency stop within the first, after about an hour of riding. I was like 10 minutes away from starting my intervals, and I wasn't loosening up. Every pedal stroke just felt painful almost. So I decided to stop for an emergency sugar stop. I went into the supermarket and bought a chocolate bar.
We've been riding for an hour. I'm almost at the Rates climb where I'm going to start my intervals, and I still just feel so flat, almost just no energy in my legs, or no energy in my body. I have no idea why. So I stopped at the shop there, got a bar of chocolate, hoping this is going to perk me up a little bit so I can hit my numbers and do my training session as planned. Just completed the first effort of the Rats, riding back down it now. Like, surprisingly, after feeling so shit this morning, didn't feel too bad in that first effort. Now I've got 2 more 12-minute efforts to go, and I'm really hoping my legs hold out for these 2. Also, the road's a little bit wet today, so I'm having to take it cautiously. No stress.
I then went on to complete the next 2 efforts. I felt surprisingly good in the session, despite feeling so bad during that first hour warm-up. I felt pretty good during the efforts. I hit all my target numbers bang on. The last effort felt a little bit messy almost, just from the accumulation of fatigue from the first 2 intervals. But these intervals were done now, and I had about an hour of riding through the mountains before I started my next zone 3 tempo effort back home to Calpe. We rode along the top of the mountain before descending down the valley. There was still a little bit of snow on the caps of the mountains, but the majority of snow has melted now, as the temperature didn't stay below 0 for very long at all. We descended down into a town called Castells de Castel, and that's where I started the effort. I managed to recover a little bit during that hour, but today's a hard session and I was really starting to feel it.
Efforts are done. We're in the 3rd hour now. I've done 3.5 hours, I've got half an hour to go home. I did intervals today in the 1st hour and an effort again in the 3rd hour. And at the end of a solid 3-day block, it felt quite grippy today. I finished off with some zone 3 and it really didn't feel like zone 3, it felt more like zone 4. But regardless, still managed to hit all my numbers, so I'm happy about that. I'm just going to take it relatively steady for these last 30 minutes home.
And that was that. Training was done for today. I've got a rest day tomorrow after a fairly grippy 3 days. At the minute now, it's really about starting to build that top end form, ready to hit the race season. Like, surprisingly, my first race is in about 2.5 weeks, and I can't believe how fast that's come around. It's literally ridiculous how fast like this 2018 race season is approaching. Yeah, good one. What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. Despite feeling pretty tired today, I'm still happy with the numbers that I managed to do. I'm really excited now. I'm really looking forward to this season ahead. Everything seems to be falling into place nicely, and I just can't wait to get racing again. Now, over the past couple of days, I haven't really been able to sleep very well. Maybe it's because of the large amounts of coffee I've been drinking. But either way, I've not really slept very well, and this could be one of the reasons that I felt like pretty shit for the last couple of days on the bike. It's amazing how much sleep helps recovery, and it just shows the importance of a good night's sleep, especially when you're doing during a hard training block. But I've got a rest day tomorrow. I'm going to take it as easy as possible and do as little as possible. But guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you enjoyed this type of narrative video, maybe we can do this a little bit more, then drop a like on this video and leave a comment down below. But as always, I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Clasp hands, close eyes for a minute.